Hey everybody, Robert here from rodpsound.com. Hope all is well. So today we're actually going to take a look at a Phrygian dominant movement and kind of like a walk down, walk up. Okay, that was pretty long. But yeah, so now of course I'm going to take it and kind of gospelize it and put like a soulful feel to it. But I think it's going to be really cool. Something that you can possibly just, throw out, of your bag of tricks, right? So let's just say we're in the key of C. All right. We can look at an easy song like He's Able, right? Now, I'm talking about maybe like that last part, how they go to the five. Don't give up on God, right? You know? Okay. So I'm talking about that part. Now, the movement is going to be over the sharp five when we do this. So this is how the movement sounds. So. Okay, and then, okay, so we're gonna look at a Phrygian dominant movement though over this right here. So that movement, it goes like this again. All right, okay, so over this right here. Now I'm going to tell you guys now, I take chords from scales. So you're going to see how I even came up with the idea. So this is what's going on. When you're on the five, even if you don't know this song, the chord progression is starting from that five. So it's a G major. Then we go up. Since my bass is that A flat, I'm just looking at it like a A flat diminished 7. And then we'll get into the 6. So in my mind, the target note is the 6. Right? Or that's the target chord. Okay. So when you're using this diminished chord, a lot of times you can either use like a sharp 5, right, to get to the 6, or you can think about more circular movement, and you can actually change the bass from the sharp 5 to the 3. All right. Now I like going from the 3 to the 6. So either way, whether you do the sharp 5 to the 6 or the 3, okay? So with that being said, we can actually look at a E Phrygian dominant scale, or mode, all right? So let's focus on that really quick. So with the E scale, what we're going to do is, usually with the Phrygian, you flat the 2, and you flat the 3, you flat the 6, and you flat the 7. Okay? If we're just thinking about an E major scale, and then we switch that from major to Phrygian, we don't have that. We have this. Okay? All right. Now we're using a Phrygian dominant, so that means that we're gonna have this A flat in there, or G sharp. So now it's gonna sound like this. Such a cool sound, right? Okay, so I take chords from scales, right? So with this A flat or G sharp is definitely in there, and even with this right here, you see. So once I played this, I was able to recognize, like, wait a minute, these notes are a part of a scale. So what if I actually try to movement according to that scale? Now, when it comes to Phrygian, a lot of times you can kind of hear it if you hear something like this, right? That half step between the root and the second, or the 9, or that flat 2, right? A lot of times that's a pretty cool sound, right? So what I did was I decided to put like a little walk down with it. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about numbers, all right? So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, things like that. But don't think of the C major scale. Think of that Phrygian dominant, okay? So the movement, we're going to start on this. We're going to start on a 3 according to the E Phrygian scale, right? So this is what we're going to do. In my right hand, I play that G sharp, and then I do this, okay? So in my right hand, I have the 4. Okay, so the 4. And then in my left hand, I have that flat 9. okay? Or we can just say the 2, okay? All right, so I hope you guys are following me with that. So, okay, this is going to start the walk up / walk down. All right. Okay, so in passing, we're going to play the 5, which is that B. All right, so, okay, and then, so now in my right hand, I have a C, which is the flat 6. And then in my left hand, I have the root, which is that E. Okay, so once I get here, that's it for the walk down and walk up. Now we're going to play our chords. So, okay, we're going to create that sound. What we're going to do is we're going to have a F major chord in our right hand, okay, in first inversion. But we're going to do like a drop 2 style. So we're going to take that C, put it down here. Okay, now this whole movement is either over your sharp 5 or your 3. All right, I just want to point that out. Okay, so, all right. Okay, now we're gonna go, honestly, we just took that chord a half step down, right? So we have a E major chord, but we're gonna take that B and we're gonna put it down here, okay? So that's the movement right there. And I actually have something else that you can do over this too. So I'll add that along with it in this video. So, all right. So that's pretty cool. And then you can get to the 6. All right. So yeah, that's actually one way you can do it. And it's not even really about this song. You can put this on any type of song if you have the time to go from, you know, okay, so we have that. Now another thing you can do is, if we're going to focus on the E major and the F major, what we could do is just play with the chord tones. So if we're doing something like this, if we do, okay, so watch this. So we could do something like that. So it can be like, don't give up on God, or God, you know, so you can play around. So what I'm doing is, with the E major chord, I'm starting out with the root and the 3rd, okay, according to the E major chord. And I do the same thing with the F major chord, okay? So hopefully this is not going too fast. All right, so I'm going to do the root and the 3rd with the E major chord, the root and the 3rd with the F major chord. Now moving forward, what we can do, remember, I'm just going back and forth between the E major and F major. So if I'm going to move up, of course, my chord tones are going to change. So now I'm going to play around with the 3 and the 5 of that E major chord. All right, and of course, I'm going to do the same thing for the F major. All right, so now look at this. So if we're moving up, of course, it's not a 3rd apart, but look at this. We can play with the 5 of E and the root of E, and then we can do the same thing with F. So honestly, just to put it all together, you can do something like right, and then, so that's pretty cool. Now I stopped here just because I know that my melody won't give up on you, right? But you don't have to do that. You can stop before. You can do something like or, right? Okay, because you may not play it using this song, right? So if you want your melody to come here, right, so it can be, okay. So hopefully this lesson brought a lot of value to you guys. Hopefully you can use this. All right, so stay tuned for the next video. If you haven't, subscribe, and definitely like the video, guys. It really helps the channel.